Cascade. Friends of mine are asking about this fly. It's been quite popular, especially in the Tweed and certainly with tying. So basically I'm going to be tying quite a strong, it's a really strong double. It's a loop double. In this case a size 8. It's this one here. You can see they're used quite a lot in some of the bigger rivers, but some people like them because of the down eye, and I like the down eyed hook as well. So thread I'm going to be using is a Fire Orange in 8/0. The start with the eye and down, say 4mm from the eye. Now at this point I'm going to tie in basically the materials for the tag. Now it's an oval gold tinsel and this hot green, as they call it, Uni-Floss. Now you can use a chartreuse as well, either of these flosses, the darker or the lighter. Now we tie these in on the way down to save a bit of bulk. Get them both together. And then nice and tight, see it's on a flat surface so there's plenty of grip. And then as I keep winding down until I'm in line with the points of the hook. And then what I'm going to do is form the tag using the floss and the oval tinsel. So start off with the hot green, 3 or 4 turns, and then come up, pull it nice and tight between the hooks. So basically bring the floss in, push it with your nails so it'll level it up, and then you can catch this in. 2 or 3 turns. Trim it full length of the body. And then you want to start with the oval tinsel. Get around about 3 to 4 turns. Just you come round the bend. And again bring it between the hooks, over the top, and bring it over the tag and the floss, which will tidy it up. It's the neatest and quickest way of doing that. So, and then trim it away. And trimmed it the full length of the body. Tail is nice warm yellow and hot orange bucktail, just as you would get in the Cascade. So we'll get some orange, depending on the size of the fly, depending on how much fibre you need. Something you need to work with yourself, but don't go too much. So I'm just going to bring them together and then roll them, then line up the ends. I need the black side here so I can see. It's just so just roll the fibres to get them to mix. Suit yourself. And lay that on my desk. And get flash. You can, there's a multitude of flashes you can use, but I'm going to use a mirror flash, Krystal mirror flash anyway, and 3 strands. And again I'm going to put this on full onto the tail fibres. I'm going to work them in, just roll it, mixing them into the bucktail. And then just basically rolling my fingers here to see how well it's mixed and how it's sitting. So it's yourself. Length, you're looking, I'm doing twice the length of the hook at least. Depends, some people like it shorter, some longer. Depends where you are and the style that suits the river you're fishing. Trim this, and then I'm going to take my time and basically tidy up. Go, so it turns all the way up. And then the way back down I'm going to tie in. Again, this will save bulk. The wire rib, I'm using a copper wire rib, a medium. Use a smaller a medium. Just catch it underneath. And as you wind down, tie it in. This is a holographic gold tinsel. A large, like a UTC or so would be ideal. Just going to catch it in near the top, doesn't matter. All the way down until you come up against the tag. It's fine, and then you start to come back up. Tidy it up. You get about 3 to 4 mil, 4 mil anyway from the eye. Give you plenty of room to tie in the materials. And then form your body with the gold holographic. Slightly overlapping your last turn as you wind up, so you're gonna basically using it like a floss, so it helps you to taper the body slightly. Catch it in and tie it off. Trim away. Bring your wire up, nice, reasonably straight turn at the back, and then rib. Rib the body, come straight up, follow it with the thread. I usually put a 90-degree bend into the wire, and then skew it down. Nice and tight. Bend, hold the thread, and bend away, and break off the wire. Don't use your scissors. You can break something off without using your scissors. Scissors will last much longer. For the wing of the fly, it's a natural grey squirrel. Now, this is where you can sort of save a bit of space, a bit of time. Now, there's a yellow and orange hackle being tied in. Now, you can tie in your yellow hackle first, then the wing, and then the orange in front. Or you can have the wing, yellow, orange. It's entirely up to yourself. Now, if it helps you tie in the materials this way, then do it if you feel it's easier. Now I'm going to tie in the yellow hackle first, just to show you the difference. So I'm basically tying it in by the tip, folding it back, tying this off, and then you could use the edge of your scissors to fold the hackle. Or crease the hackle anyway, so it folds it slightly. Now, length of the fibre, you're looking, again it's up to yourself, it can be as long or short as you want, as long as it's tapered. And again, you can depend on the size, how much hackle or how much yellow you want. Just now, that should do it. You see, if you look there, I've brought the thread right through and onto the stem. I haven't cut any fibres in. I've basically put a 90-degree bend into the stem, which allows the thread turn to get right in, and it basically ties it in much better. I'll show you, maybe I can take away some of these fibres so you can see exactly what I've done. It makes for a neater, and well, basically your flies will last much longer, it's tied tighter. Just a wee bit of wax there just to make sure the thread turns stay tight. You see it sits nice back. Tie in the wing now. Looking, depends, it can be short again as long as you like. Looking probably into about a third way into the tail. Now to line up the ends, you just bring it 90 degrees from the bone of the tail. This should line up the ends. And trim it away. Hold the ends here and take away any broken fibres or underfur. Get the length again as you want. There's quite a lot, there's a few ways you could tie in hair. I'll show you one that works quite well, but you need to be quick. So I basically trim it to the length I want, so that it's there. Now, you really, if you're going to do this, you need to be really quick, so just at the very ends, put some super glue to cut ends, and then tie it in. Really nice and tight. And then basically you're tying in, it's solid, it shouldn't pull out. Now what I'm going to do is highlight the wing a wee bit. This is just a wee variant. I've got some dyed blue polar bear here. And basically take out 2 or 3 fibres. Just tie it in. Nice and tight. Put a wax on your thread. Now it always pays, I mean, a wee touch super glue, especially onto a hard hair like polar bear a hair that doesn't compress the same as a solid hair, the chances are it could pull out, you see. Then I'm going to finish off with the orange hackle in front. Just an orange cock hackle. One is the right length. Again, I'm going to tie this in by the tip. Fold back, 2 or 3 turns to tuck it back up, and you can break it away. Get the back of your scissors and just hear that wee folds a hackle for you, and then you just do it basically one turn in front of the other, wind down to get enough hackle. Again, it all depends on the quality of the feathers, depends on what you've got. Now I want to come back a wee bit, just see these fibres here. I'd rather go back, tuck them back, make a neater fly, and then basically have a couple of fibres annoy me by just at the point where I want to tie it off. Again, just encourage the thread into the stem, 9th degree bend into the hackle. Right, trim the excess away. Tidy up. Now we're ready to tie in our jungle cock. Now we want two eyes, same size obviously. Now this fly, normally you would tie a jungle cock on one either side. Now this style of fly you tie one on top and one on bottom. Now slightly different, there's another fly that does that, is the fly called the Tay Raider. And that was the first fly I seen tied like that, so I get for 2 nice jungle cock eyes. There you go. Now this pay to tie these on individually, and just going to tie one on top. You're looking probably towards the end of the gold part of the body. Sit on top, 2 or 3 good tight turns. Just making sure it sits right. You can always move it around at this point. The jungle cock eye. Then you do the same underneath. Now I'm just going to leave that there at the moment. And then come in. A couple of turns just to hold, so at this point I can still move it around. It's quite awkward doing this, so especially with the hook points. Just moving it around to the right length, and you can always move them around if they're still a wee bit stubborn. The top one seems to be a bit stubborn, so bottom one, just checking the length, looks okay. Now what I'm going to do is fold back. I always like to fold back the jungle cock, so it basically is then it's got to actually break off, sorry, can't pull out. So I'm drawing any fibres going forward with the eye, drawing them back. Just get your fingers at this point here nice and reasonably tight. Just form a nice head and ignore everything at this. Just concentrating, tying or forming a nice head. And then, okay, I'm going to straighten and whip finish, forget the waist piece of the jungle cock. So you can break these off. If you can break them off times it's easier, or neater. That doesn't want to do that, so come underneath, the same. Got a nice sharp pair of scissors for this. You see there's your jungle cock eye underneath, the one on top. Now what I want to do here is brighten the head up, so I'll get some Glo-Brite number 4 floss on a bobbin here. That's the number 4, and I'm just going to brighten the head up, tying it on and tying it off. Just give them in, and then whip finish. Just forming a nice head. Like I always like to do is super glue first, all the way around. It's got a pattern that's been very popular and got a few fish, and it's certainly worth tying then because of that, so I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Aurora Cascade.